Hello everyone, this is Huda Atiye and this is a video about stress that we will talking about under the big title English. So let's start. Probably you have got bored from watching doctors talking so seriously on this issue and from reading articles on it, maybe on Facebook, on Instagram, or even in magazines. And I'm pretty sure that you always ignore them. But now, give me your ears, please. So, what is stress? Stress is the body's natural defense against predators and danger. The body activates resources that help people either stay and confront the challenge or get to safety as soon as possible. People commonly refer to this as fight or flight mechanism. Environmental factors that triggers reaction called stressors. So what is exactly happening inside our body? The body produces larger quantities of the chemical cortisol, epinephrine or adrenaline, and norepinephrine. And all these hormones triggers physical reaction that happens inside our body. Increased blood pressure, heightened muscle preparedness, sweating, and alertness. These factors all improve person's ability to respond to a potentially hazardous or challenging situation. Like a bear chasing you. Oops. So, what are the physical effects and causes of stress? But first, there is no identifiable reason why one person may feel less stressed than another when facing the same stressor. So before involving in this issue, we will take a short story. Stone Age human living in woods was always scared for get in this cave, fight and hunt the wild animals and then eat them. But now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you are one of them. Suddenly, a bear is chasing you. You will start running in a crazy fast way, asking yourself from where do you get this power? Well, it is from the mechanism of acute stress, which is super beneficial when the trigger is physical one. So what do I mean by acute stress? This type of stress is short-term and usually the more common form of stress. Acute stress often develops when people consider the pressures of events that have recently occurred or face a challenging moment, which is generally an emotional one. What are the triggers or causes of acute stress? The death of a loved one, the threat of death or serious injury, natural disasters, motor vehicle accidents, or any unexpected event. What are the symptoms of acute stress? Headache, then upset stomach, and distress. And now, let's move to the second type of stress, which is chronic stress. It occurs when a person can see no way to avoid their stressors and stop seeking solutions. Chronic stress makes it difficult for the body to return to a normal level of stress hormone activity, which affect the following systems: cardiovascular, respiratory, sleep, immune, and reproductive system. So what are the triggers or causes of chronic stress? First, the routine stressors, as child care and the usual anxiety of father and mother and their children, or being under a daily pressure of work, or news pressure. And the second type of the stressors is the long-term one, like financial difficulties, or having a challenging relationships with husband or wife or even with relatives, and overthinking. Now, let's take a look about the symptoms and effects of chronic stress. First, anger and being in a harsh mood all the way, fatigue and feeling of laziness, nail biting, which is really a very common one. In addition to sadness, frequent crying, sleeping difficulty. A very important note. Ignoring symptoms and ways of treatment will lead to an irreversible situations as suicide, extreme depression, loneliness, and heart attack. So, stress management. Probably doctors do not prescribe medications for coping with stress unless it's a severe case. They prefer natural treatment, as one, regular exercises, which really boost up the mood. Second, time priority management that allow us to have a very clear view of our daily problems. 3. Healthy diet. 4. Making yoga. 5. Sharing feeling with a very best friend. And 6. Listening to music or reading a favorite book or maybe watching a movie. Or even sitting in peace within the trees really gonna be so beneficial. So henceforward, I don't want you to skip the news of stress anymore and always take care of yourself. The information from the video were adapted from this link. Thanks for watching.